we are. We are Data Science Nigeria. All right. And of course, we are a registered non-profit. Okay, what just happened? Let me go back. All right. So we registered non-profit organization, and we have a big vision, right? And a vision to raise 1 million AI talents in 10 years, in Nigeria, in Africa. And that's why we do what we do. We do what we do because we are consumed with a passion to raising 1 million AI or raising 1 million AI talent in 10 years. And we're excited that for everyone who has joined us for today's event, one way or the other, definitely you've been impacted by, the data science Nigeria community, because we are all one. We are a team. No one is, no one is inferior, no one is superior. We are all a team. And of course, working towards delivering the bright future that we all want to live in. All right. Now, Data Science Nigeria is, Africa's #1 artificial intelligence community and solution delivery network in Africa. Just last year, we won the Mata Impact Award at Deep Learning in Daba. And of course, for those who know this award, this is the most prestigious award when it comes to artificial intelligence, on the continent. And of course, this was made possible because of hundreds of thousands of training that we've delivered in time past, both both through online, offline, face-to-face, and via content delivery. All right. Earlier this year, I'm very sure a number of us, as long as you are active in the community, you definitely know about this poster, which of course gave us, a very wonderful recognition. Of course, Data Science Nigeria representing, Nigeria and Africa, really competing alongside with top schools, Harvard University, Oxford University, and we won this, a prestigious award. We came first at the poster presentation at the ACM conference on, which is of course an interface between economics and computation, how we're able to use machine learning, mechanism design, to deliver a cutting-edge solution, right, that solves financial inclusion, that promotes financial inclusion in Nigeria. It was a very remarkable one for us, I tell you. All right, so here is just a quick snapshot of our achievements. Of course, as we have it here, the first one being the Artificial Intelligence for Starter book. The Artificial Intelligence for Starter book, which of course has experienced over 1 million downloads between the period of March and May 2020. That's during the COVID-19 lockdown. We had over 95,000 views, of our training programs. I'm very sure a number of us must have joined that training program also, so that we were running classes back to back, and we had over 95,000 of, unique views on YouTube. And of course, currently we've done over 30,000 face-to-face classes in data science, in machine learning application, across different areas of the country. And I'm very sure quite a number of us who are here would have attended our face-to-face classes before. And of course, that's what we do. This is made possible because we have a highly motivated, community of volunteers who, go to different schools, who go to different cities to deliver content, to deliver value. I mean, that's the power of Data Science Nigeria, because it's a massive community of volunteers all working together towards achieving one main vision: to raise 1 million AI talent in 10 years. And I tell you, also on YouTube, our 100 days of machine learning for beginners to expert, has recorded over 270,000 views, and the numbers keep increasing. In terms of online participation in data science courses, we have 22,000 plus, participation in data science courses where we train people, we give people the necessary tools and skills to advance their career in data science. And of course, our AI learning box. I'm very sure a number of us would have seen this, which contains over 17,000, videos, 17,000 curated videos. I have to put that, curated videos from top universities in the world. And not just videos, there are data sets there, there are notebooks there, there are books there that you can use to advance your knowledge, in data science. And the good thing is it is curated such that There's a beginner version, there's an intermediate version, and there is the advanced version, and it has just been made perfectly just for you. And the good thing is you can get this book by reaching out to your community leads, both on campuses and in cities, so that you can get a copy of some of these files. All right. Now, we also run the biggest free AI learning platform on the continent across campuses, cities, both online, offline, through project-based and content development. All right, and I just talked to us about this fantastic knowledge box, which is 17,000 publicly available videos from top schools and conferences, and this is being shared free of charge. And of course, currently we have, campus clubs in 17 universities and 23 cities. And of course, the purpose of these clubs really is for community, is for us to, build our network, because remember that your network is your net worth. So which means that if you're on this call, you don't belong to any of this community, just check it out on our website. Links will be dropped on the chat room. Check them out on our website, and then you can join this community, because you know that there's power in learning together. There's power in learning together. That's why we have these communities. All right. So moving on, guys, these are some of the pictures from some of our community events. Oftentimes before the pandemic, these guys all met physically. But, the interesting thing is that the community has evolved, because we have smart guys just like you, and I, smart guys who are evolving. And now everyone is learning online using WhatsApp, Telegram. Some guys are even using YouTube, Discord hub, a lot of hubs like that, right? To learn together. And interesting thing is that these guys are equally active on social media, and it's really, really interesting for us. All right, these are some of the pictures from the on-premise event. Okay. And of course, Data Science Nigeria, we also run training programs for professionals. We run training programs in business analytics, where we take people who don't even have any experience in data, they don't even know anything about analytics. We take them through, an intensive training program, and they leave that program confident, right, to go on and learn more and do more with data and analytics. And these are just, pictures from those trainings. And of course, we have an AI hub here in Lagos, Yaba, Lagos, where we have, trainings. We have seasoned experts coming to the hub to train people, to discuss, to learn, and there's free internet there, so people come in to learn. And of course, we have the AI Plus for kids and teens community. I mean, this is of great interest, for the kids and teens, your younger ones, where they can learn together, they can do stuff together, all being mentored by experts. So here, the whole reason for the AI Plus for Kids really is to offer kids and teens access to world-class skill sets. And that's what we do at Data Science Nigeria. We believe so much in grassroots enablement, at Data Science Nigeria. So links have been dropped. For instance, the AI community links have been dropped, so you can just look that up. All right, guys. Now, talking about kids, right? That's why we've gone a step further, to release the first AI book for kids in Africa. And interestingly, this book is not just for kids in Africa, because we've seen massive adoption of this book across the world. We've seen adoption in Europe, in America. We've seen massive adoption in North America of this particular book. And the interesting thing is that this book is so lovely that look at what you have on your screen right now. Look at the text of the book. Look at the animation level of the book. This is the power inherent in this kind of book, where, you can pick it up, not just as a kid, really. I even have parents who are reading this book. I know of parents who are reading this book. Why? Because they want to understand what exactly is data science, what exactly is machine learning, what exactly is artificial intelligence. And this book explains it to you in such a way that you can never miss the point. It's really, really interesting. You might want to get this book. The links will also be dropped on the chart, so that you can just pick those links up and then get the book. And that's also what you have right here. All right. Now, of course, look at some of the pictures from the book. So that is that about data science Nigeria. So now let's move straight into the boot camp. A number of us are probably attending the boot camp for the very first time. So I'm going to help you, right, to understand what exactly we do at the boot camp. What exactly is this boot camp for? All right. So let's do this, guys. Now, the Data Science Nigeria Bootcamp is an all-expense paid learning bootcamp that builds Nigerians' capacity in the use of advanced analytics, right? Advanced machine learning and deep learning concepts, and drives the application of AI for social economic development. I'm very sure that there's nobody on this, this call who would say they paid one kobo. All right. As a matter of fact, we've even given the top 250 guys data grants to join this, and that is what it is. That is what the bootcamp is all about. It's really about you. It's really about building capacity of Nigerians to take on greater things in the world. And that's what we do at the bootcamp. And of course, the bootcamp is driven by a broader strategic intent, to accelerate Nigeria's development through solution-oriented application of machine learning to solve social and business problems and to galvanize, data science knowledge revolution, improving employability, technological innovation, and sustainable socioeconomic development. And of course, this in turn reinforces the DSN's vision to create 1 million new jobs in the next 10 years through world-class knowledge and best practice application. Guys, you might want to just take a screenshot of this, right? Because this is what the bootcamp is all about. Such that every time you wake up in the morning and you say, okay, I'm going for bootcamp, right? What exactly am I going to do in the bootcamp? This is what it's all about. It's all about you. It's all about me. It's all about Nigeria. We, all the, let me see how many people we have on the call now. All the close to 350 people on the call right now, right, are all geared towards this same vision, because we are all developing ourselves. And that's why we have laid out top speakers who are going to be speaking with you, and I'm going to talk to you about all of our speakers as we move on in the presentation. And of course, we have successfully built the most competitive and engaging learning platform in Africa, through our AI Bootcamp program, all right, which includes pre-qualification learning, hands-on project immersion, and an all-expense paid full residential bootcamp. Of course, guys, you know that this is the fourth. I'm going to still show you some of the slides that talk about the fact that this bootcamp is the fourth edition. And the first three editions, it was fully residential, where we had about 250 guys fully lodged for a whole week, where we had close to 30 international speakers flying into Nigeria to train people. And guys, just go look at social media. I tell you, the testimonies are remarkable. And I'm very sure that at the end of this training program, you guys are going to leave this, bootcamp so inspired that you can go all out and say, yes, I'm ready for the future of data and analytics. I'm ready to start my own business in data and analytics, just because of the knowledge that you'll be getting here. Remember that information is power, and once you get information, you'll be in the right formation. So guys, stay glued, and I tell you, you will enjoy every bit of it. Now, every year, of course, we have thousands of young people who compete for 250 slots, at the bootcamp. And we did the same this year. We had 250 slots, that's what we announced. And of course, we want to give more people the opportunity. And that's why maybe you were 251st on the leaderboard, but you are here. That's because you deserve the opportunity to be here. So please maximize it. For the bootcamp, we had thousands of people, and we just selected 479 of you guys to join this session. So guys, it is something to really be proud about. Okay, guys. Now, the brightest participant based on the cargo leaderboard we use Zindi this year, of course, are the ones who get the all expense paid opportunity to the bootcamp. And of course, this is a quick snapshot of the progression of the bootcamp evolution. We started in 2017, and then gradually, because Data Science Nigeria, we are a responsible nonprofit, so we don't miss years. We start something and we see it through until the end. That's why consistently in 2017, there was a bootcamp fully residential. In 2018, there was a bootcamp fully residential. In 2019, there was a bootcamp fully residential. And of course, this is 2020, and you and I are here. And of course, it is meant to be fully residential online. And that is why every one of us, you are all meant to attend all the sessions. All right, so here are some of the sites from the bootcamp. I'm very sure a couple of us, would be in this picture, So this was last year, all right? This was last year. So these are some of the pictures. Here we have Professor Thomas Dietrich. And I tell you, Professor Thomas Dietrich is a loaded man. He's going to be here also during the course of this program. And of course, we do awards. There are quite a number of awards. We have the Mr. and Mrs. Algorithm Award for the top guys. So we're going to still talk about that as we move on. So these are some of the pictures. Quite interesting, right? So let's quickly remind ourselves about the journey to the 2020 AI Bootcamp. And I'm very sure that everyone on this call went through this journey, all right? How did it all start? The first thing, it started with the 70 days pre-bootcamp virtual classes. Man, guys, this was a very intensive class. I have not seen anything like it before, right? It was very intensive. We had, over 26,000, 43,000 submissions. A lot of people joined this, submitted their assignments. It's wonderful. I mean, I tell you, this really is reinforcing the fact that Nigerian and African youth, we are inspired. We are inspired for more. That pre-boot camp really inspired a lot of us. It inspired a lot of us. And of course, from the pre-boot camp, what happened after the virtual classes was that we then went straight into, while the pre-boot camp was going on, really, we had the pre-boot camp hackathon. All right. At the pre-boot camp hackathon, of course, you know what we did there? There were, about two major hackathons. All right. The Espresso Chon. I'm very sure some people will be saying, yeah. If you join the Espresso Chon, can you just drop a fire emoji on the chat box? I want to see how many people, really joined that pre-boot camp qualification, pre-boot camp hackathon. Drop a fire, fantastic. Rashida, oh, nice, awesome. A lot of people joined it. It was massive. Femi joined it, yeah. Moshood joined it, also. I mean, it was massive. It was really massive. Then, of course, from there, all right, guys, thanks. Okay, good. So from there, what did we do? We then moved straight to the bootcamp qualification hackathon. All right. There's nobody on this call that did not join that bootcamp qualification hackathon. Otherwise, there's no way you'll be here. So we had that also, where we had co-pay math credit default prediction. That competition was, it's second to none, really. It's the biggest of its kind. In Africa, it is second to none, where we have a lot of people, even we had people from India, people from outside of Africa joining that qualification hackathon. It was massive. So if you participated in that qualification hackathon, I must say a very big congratulations to you, because that is one thing you've added to your portfolio of data science, portfolio. All right, great. Wow, somebody just said, Atama said, she said, I don't know if it's a he or she, but permit me, that it molded me. I learned a lot about data science in 2 months. That is the power of learning. Okay, Atama said that. That's the power of learning. And guys, let me give you a top secret, right? We are not in a rush, so let's take it one step at a time. Let's feel comfortable. Remember, we are at home, we are residential, so we are not, we don't need to move fast. Something that of interest really is the fact that, I wanted to share a top secret. And this is the secret, guys. If you want to learn anything in technology, just look for a project and do. That is just the secret to it. If you want to start learning, for instance, you want to start learning books about robotics, process automation, you will not learn anything there. But when you get the spark knowledge and then you try something else, I tell you, that's the secret. Project helps. It goes a long way, guys. And that is the secret. So if you're trying to learn something, maybe there's somebody here who is trying to learn about data visualization. I tell you guys, what you need to do is what? Just look for a data visualization project, all right? And learn with it. And of course, leveraging the power of community, community AI, clubs on campuses and in cities, those are communities that you want to join. And of course, remember, we have a Telegram group. If you're not on the, so the link to the Telegram group will be dropped also in the chat room. So look out for that so that you can join that Data Science Nigeria Telegram group, and then you can share. I mean, I see interesting conversations every day on that Telegram group. So guys, I tell you, it is the way to go, learning with project. And of course, after the boot camp, we had a validation quiz where we called people. We must have called you. If we did not call you, that means that we checked your notebook and it was all good. So we had that also. Then of course we moved on to publication of qualified candidates. Where everybody on this call, of course, qualified. And now here we are. The AI Bootcamp 2020 is live. All right. So yeah, Samuel, you get the link as we move on in the meeting. Okay, guys. So these are just quick statistics. The 70-day online, pre-bootcamp class. Remember, I said I was going to mention this. We had, for the deep learning stream, we had 712. It's important that you know, because I mean, you guys participated, so you might not know that this was a number. So 712 guys on that deep learning stream. That means that there are 712 Nigerians, not just Nigerians, really, because we had 712 Africans who have learned deep learning concepts using one of the, in fact, not just one of the best deep learning content in the world today, which is the DeepMind content. Guys, Google it. DeepMind content are the best of the best. So those guys who went through that stream learned the best, most recent principles about deep learning in the world today. Guys, just imagine what those guys can do for Africa. Just imagine what those guys can do for Nigeria. I mean, it is massive. Guys, also, number of classes, there were 4 classes. Maximum class we had, so the purpose of the class, because we used Google Classroom, so we had to divide guys into 4, rooms. And I tell you, maximum 195 guys in each of the classes. And of course, in terms of assignments, and that was why I remarked the other time that, guys, we are all on fire, really. 10,315 total assignment submissions. I mean, that is massive. You can't get that anywhere but in Nigeria. You can't get that anywhere but in Data Science Nigeria community. I mean, it is massive. Then in terms of rate of activity, 21% of rate of activity. And of course, because we are data scientists, so we've explained something here, that the rate of activity is how much students are engaging the learning content on Google Classroom. This is measured using the rate of turning in daily assessment via the total, so which is the total number of assignments turned in all over total number of assignments times total number of students. So guys, somebody can just write a line of code for that. All right, that was what we did. We wrote a line of code for that and we got that number on the fly. Awesome, guys. So let's move on. Now, a lot of people like machine learning, right? And I understand why, and I'm sure everybody understands why, right? Because machine learning, of course, is your very first step into the amazing world of artificial intelligence. And of course, it's massive. Also, we had 1,972, all right? 1,972 participants on that stream. And of course, we had 15 classes so that we can manage, everyone. Maximum class 179, minimum class 56. And in terms of total assignments, of course, remember, we had, 30,014. I mean, think about that, 30,014, assignments, because what we did in Data Science Nigeria was that we looked at all the content. So we were also actively learning, we learned a lot during that time too. So from our learning, watching the materials, we were able to glean out questions, and then we assigned those questions, and then we had 30,014 responses. And machine learning was quite impressive. We had 23% rate of activity. Awesome. So these are some of the machine learning campaign materials. I'm very sure a number of us would have seen these right on the on social media. All right. So this is just a quick snapshot of the hackathons, that happened. All right. So of course, for the Espresso hackathon, we had, in terms of unique form responses, 807, and then enrolled participants in Zindi, we had 671. And then participants on leaderboard, we had 358. Of course, you can explain the narrative. A number of people love to, register for things, but That's why I said everybody here, guys, everybody here, you guys are champions. You guys are like the go-getters, I tell you, because just imagine 807 people fill the form for an hackathon, all right? 671 people participated, and ultimately 358, people were on the leaderboard, and you were there. I mean, just imagine that you were there. I think you should just drop a love emoji or a fire emoji for yourself and just say, man, I am awesome. Really, you are awesome because you are right here today. Guys, awesome. Great. And of course, the bootcamp qualification, those are some of the statistics just to, okay, right. I love that. You are awesome. Awesome. Great, guys. So let's move on, right? Now let's meet our speakers. Our speakers are top researchers and professionals in the field of artificial intelligence and data science from all over the world. During this, boot camp, we're going to be having 4 major tracks. The first one being the business practitioner stream. And of course, the business practitioner stream, those who are interested in business, you're interested in industry affairs, definitely register for the business practitioner stream. We have the academic researcher stream, which of course is for guys who are in academics. Guys, okay. So please, if you have questions, make sure to drop those questions in the Q&A. If you have any question, because you know that the chat room is very busy. So there's a Q&A section for your questions so that we can attend to them. All right. So yes, we have the academic researcher stream, right? Which is, of course, for guys who are, currently doing their MSc and PhD program. And by the way, on this call today, okay, I'm still going to talk about that, but we have guys, we have professionals on this call. We have some government officials on this call. We have, academic researchers at PhD and MSc level on this call. So it's all inclusive. And of course, we have, fresh graduates also on this call. Then, of course, we have the beginner/intermediate data scientist stream, all right, which is also here for the beginners and intermediate data stream. And there is also a unique stream, for the female candidates. Remember the digital explorer stream, that is the 4th stream. And this stream is particularly unique. So I would like to just talk to this stream because it is particularly unique because this time around, Data Science Nigeria is partnering with Digital Explorer, which is a representative of the Lithuania government, all right, to sponsor 15 data scientists, all right, who will travel to Lithuania to learn and work. So which means that there are 15 ladies on this call right now, all right, who will be part of the Digital Explorer program, all right, because their training program is also going to be running. And mind you, that program is only for people who have registered. They were, after the qualification, bootcamp qualification hackathon, there were other, steps of qualification. But if you've got the mail from Digital Explorer, then I congratulate you. About 50 ladies will be on that stream, and then 15 of them will be traveling to Lithuania, all right, to work and live in Lithuania for a period of about 6 months to 1 year, all right, to learn. Massive learning, guys. It's so exciting for us. It's something that we are really, really inspired about. Okay, yeah, Temitope, I see you are there, right? Great. So for the men, just hang on. You will see what we hope to. Awesome, guys. Okay, so this is the picture of the speakers as we have it here. And so let me just talk briefly about our speakers. So of course we have Dr. Uyi, right, who is the chairman. So I'm going to show you Dr. Uyi's video very shortly. We have Professor Kirk. If you're not following Professor Kirk on social media, on Twitter especially, sorry, you're missing something. So you need to follow him because he shares amazing content about emerging technology. And of course, we have our very own Dr. Olubayo Adekanmbi, who is also on this call today. He's going to, by 10 o'clock, he's going to come up to, charge us up, to inspire us, and then I'll come back again if I'm not able to finish this slide to continue the discussion. Guys, I don't know how to express it. Dr. Bayo is someone you want to listen to. He's inspirational. He's massive. He's awesome. That's just what the world is all about. Then, of course, we have Professor Kevin, who is also going to be joining us. Professor Kevin is a professor of computer science at UBC. Then we have this amazing man also, that is Dr. Andrich. Guys, if you want, let me whisper it to your ears, right? If you want to learn about TensorFlow for solving business problems, then this is the guy to go for. I mean, this guy, his agenda for this session is to pour out his wealth of knowledge to everyone. This is a lead, is a manager at Google, is dialing in all the way from San Francisco. Guys, you don't want to miss him. Professor Skeres Ando will be dropped on the chat room, so just look out for that. You're going to see that on the chat room. At the same time, we have Dr. Nana. Dr. Nana works with Microsoft. Guys, if you want to learn about business analytics using Microsoft tools, then you want to listen to Dr. Nana. I mean, he is so inspiring. Then, of course, our very own Dr. Stephen Odaibo, the only computer scientist, the only, doctor, the only, okay, I mean, the name just flipped up right now, but I tell you, these are guys you want to listen to, guys. I'm so excited because Dr. Odaibo is coming to pour out all of himself to you guys. I mean, you don't want to miss his session. Then we have Dr. Chris, coming, fantastic man, is coming to share. Then, of course, if you've been in our last year's bootcamp, Professor Thomas, you want to listen to Professor Thomas, I tell you. And the good thing is that Professor Thomas, during his session, I mean, there's going to be a career session. So I'm still going to talk about that. I just want to prep your mind so that you know what you are into. Guys, you are setting up yourself for massive success, I tell you. Then, of course, we have Dr. Elaine. Dr. Elaine is also going to be joining the call. Dr. Elaine is very inspirational. She's massive. She's a professor, assistant professor at Boston University. I mean, you just want to listen to her. If you're interested in research, that both MSc and PhD research, then you want to listen to Dr. Elaine. Then we have Dr. Jenia, who is an associate director at Deloitte, coming also to share a wealth of experience. We have Professor Neil, who is a deep mind professor of machine learning at the University of Cambridge. Guys, if you really want to know more about machine learning, reinforcement learning, then you want to register for Professor Neil's session. I tell you, it is gonna be massive, guys. We have Abhishek. Abhishek is coming with, I mean, if you don't know Abhishek, then you are not on Kaggle, really, because this is the 4-time grandmaster, on Kaggle. Is coming to share his wealth of experience in natural language processing. I mean, you don't want to miss that session if you are interested in natural language processing. Then we have some of our friends also from Digital Explorer. We have Jovita. For those who will be on the Data Explorer track, you want to listen to Jovita, I tell you. We have Dr. Remi Seko. Dr. Remi Seko is coming to share his wealth of experience in reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning. Guys, if you're interested in reinforcement learning, then you want to listen to Dr. Remi. We have Adeze, also one of our friends from Digital Explorer, who is going to be coming to share passionately about talent development in Africa. You want to listen to her. She's going to be speaking. The good thing is she's going to be speaking. So Uzo, you just distracted us. But hey, this is the point, right? All these sessions are being recorded. So I tell you, don't bother yourself. All the recordings will be made available. Just go for one session. That is my advice. And I'm going to talk to you about it, all right, when we get to the code of conduct. Just go for one session. Learn from one session. Don't move from one breakout room to the other. Go for one session. That is the way to go, all right? Then, of course, guys, if you are not following Wale Akinfadere, then I don't know who you are following on social media. I tell you, because this guy tweets a lot of content about quantum computing, a lot of content about machine learning. And I tell you, you just want to listen to him. That's just the truth. If you're interested in quantum computing, then guys, watch out for Wale Akinfadere's session. It is going to be very, very inspirational. Then, of course, still from Digital Explorer, so we have Gidrius, who is also going to be joining the Data Explorer track. Then, yeah, I'm very sure most of us know this wonderful man, Mr. Emeka Okoye. Mr. Emeka Okoye, who is the Chief Semantic Architect and Knowledge Engineer at that's Semantic Nigeria Limited, is going to be joining also All right. I tell you, it's going to be sharing about graph analytics. If you're interested in understanding concepts around knowledge and graph analytics, I tell you, you want to join his session. Then, yeah, before I introduce the next speaker, if you're interested in business, if you want to start the next pay stack in Nigeria, all right, just drop a fire emoji on the chat box. If you want to go straight into business, you are interested in AI startup, please drop a fire emoji. Let's see the business-minded guys, because I'm one of them, right? Business-minded guys. Awesome. Wow. There are a lot of business-minded guys here, man. Awesome. Awesome. So that means that the next big thing in the field of artificial intelligence is coming from here, from this bootcamp. Wow, awesome. A lot of people are interested in business. Wow, awesome. So guys, you want to listen to Osai. Osai is going to be leading a general session. I think that's on the 4th day. I'm going to show you the bootcamp workflow and where the money is, right? Yeah, exactly. So Osai is going to be sharing with us, how do you start your startup? How do you, because this boot camp is not just about learning, right? It's about doing. So there are some people, for instance, that idea, maybe you've built something around computer vision, you've done something around, data engineering, just think about it, or you're planning to do something, right? I tell you, you want to listen to Osai, because Osai is going to literally walk you through the process of AI venture, how that you can get a venture capitalist to sponsor your idea, and of course, start your own, startup. And I tell you, you just want to listen to him. All right. Now, for the geospatial analytics folks, okay, so for the geospatial analytics folks, I tell you, you want to listen to our friends from grade 3. These guys are fantastic. These guys are fantastic. You want to listen to them. We're going to be hosting Alina. Alina is going to be here, right? Also from grade 3. She's going to be sharing from our wealth of knowledge of grade 3. So, and the good thing is, for guys who have registered for the grade 3, I will be registering for the grade 3 stream, because we're going to share all the links for tomorrow's session up to the end of the session. You'll get all those links between the short break, between 11 and 12 today. Every one of you will get the links. I tell you, if you want to learn anything about GIS, geospatial analysis, then you want to attend the grade 3 session. It is also going to be a massive, massive session. Then, of course, we have Dr. Eric Sodonka. Dr. Eric is a wealth of knowledge. He works with Facebook. He's a research scientist at Facebook. He's also one of our board members at Data Science Nigeria. You want to sincerely listen to him. If you are interested in mechanism design, remember I told you earlier on that Data Science Nigeria, we won the most prestigious award of solving problems with mechanism design and artificial intelligence in the world, where we competed with the likes of Harvard University, we competed with Oxford University, and we got the best poster award. And I tell you, this man right here is a mentor to most of us in data science Nigeria community, mentoring us in data science. So if you're interested in mechanism design, so mechanism design, game theory, you want to know how can you, optimize distribution, right? Then I tell you, you want to listen to Dr. Eric Sodonka. And for the ladies in the house, yeah, Mrs. Uzo is gonna be joining the session also, where she's gonna have a one-on-one mentoring session with as many ladies as possible, and guys also. So there's gonna be an open house session. So, but you need to register for that session so that you can join the session. So I tell you guys, the boot camp is on fire. It is on fire. You don't want to miss any session from the boot camp. So that is a quick outline of our speakers. And I tell you, I'm personally excited. But before I move on to code of conduct, Dr. Bayo is going to come up in the next 6 minutes. But I just like to take questions from anyone. Please, let's look at the chat room, Q&A session. Let's see all the questions. Okay, so there's a question here coming from Emmanuel. So Emmanuel said, I registered during the schedule form for mathematics for ML and D. Okay, and Samuel, for today's 12, but it has been removed. Yes. Unfortunately, Samuel won't be able to join the bootcamp. Thank you, Emmanuel, for some reasons, right? But I tell you guys, we have another session there. If you're interested in how, then you surely want to join that session. Okay, we have anonymous attendee. Why do we have anonymous? Does that mean you did not register? Please, guys, if you did not register, let me mention this. Although I'm still going to talk about it during the code of conduct discussion. But please, if you did not register for the session, please do yourself good to register, because that is the only way we can manage attendance. And remember, which I'm still going to talk about. So please just go and get yourself registered, because that is the only way we can manage attendance. For you to qualify for a certificate of Data Science Nigeria AI Bootcamp, you must get 80% attendance. It is important. So anonymous, maybe you are the one sending money to, because anonymous, but let's leave that aside. But guys, please, you need to register, all right? Okay, great. Okay, so there's another anonymous guy here, says that financial analytics by the Carbon team. Yeah, thank you. Wow, I love these guys. You guys have been following Data Science Nigeria like back to back, and surprisingly, let me just, crack a joke, not a joke really, but an observation. The very first day we released the list of qualifiers, surprisingly, even before we released that link on social media, some guys already saw the link. And the team at Data Science Nigeria HQ were like, hey, how did that happen? Is it that you guys have written a script to scrape our website or something? You guys are amazing. But yeah, so the financial analytics team from Carbon would not be able to join us, unfortunately. They sent their apologies, and they really love the Nigerian community. They appreciate everyone. So please, guys, they won't be joining, but look out for a session of interest during that same time, so that you can participate. All right. So then, yes, let me also mention that there's a question that says that can we get recordings of session we didn't register for? Absolutely. Like I said, as long as you register and you have a bootcamp ID, guys, you must have a bootcamp ID. All right. Then you get all the recordings. So don't bother, don't stress yourself. You are going to get all the recording, because all of these programs are all for public consumption. Like I said, by 10 a.m., that's in the next 3 minutes, our convener, Dr. Olubayo, is going to come on board to share with us. So let's take the next 2 minutes to just answer some few more questions. Then afterwards, we'll come back to answer more questions. All right. Okay, so there's another question here that says, what are the different award categories and prizes? Yes, so there's a slide that will talk about some of the awards to be won. Justice says, like, how do you know I joined? Like, don't worry. Remember, we are data scientists, so definitely. But let me just give you a clue, because it's not just about data scientists. This platform you are using is called Zoom. And of course, we are using a premium Zoom. So because I know that some of us, even me personally, I have a Zoom account that is not premium. And I used to think that can Zoom give me some report? All right. But we are using a premium Zoom straight from the Zoom headquarters. All right. So I tell you, we have a report of everyone that joined. And that's why stay glued to that section where I'm going to be talking to us about the code of conduct, because during the code of conduct session, you would see how we track attendance. So Justice, that answers your question. Ekemini is asking, can the session registration response be edited? Can the session registration response be? Okay, yeah. So Ekemini, the good thing is, even though you have registered for a session using the Google form that we shared, we understand that some of you might want to change your mind before the main session. So that is why when we share, like I said, by between 11 and 12, just look out for all the session links. We're going to send it to every one of you. So while registering for the session link, the good thing is you will also be able to do what? To select a track of your choice. All right. So based on that track, then you would use that. All right, guys. So I'll continue the question and answer session again for another 10 minutes after Dr. Bayo's talk. Then we'll come back again. So guys, if you're excited about what's about to happen to your career, what's about to happen to you, please drop a fire emoji on the chat box. Let's set the chat box on fire. So let me lead it. Where's my fire emoji? Fire, fire, fire. Great, guys. Awesome. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. I love this. This is a highly inspiring audience. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Great. So we're going to attend to more questions afterwards. All right. Okay. All right. So I will bring Dr. Bayo right to speak to us. And of course, Dr. Bayo is a convener of Data Science Nigeria. This is Dr. Bayo on your screen. Can you see Dr. Bayo on your screen right here? Yeah, Dr. Bayo is right here on your screen. All right, great.
Okay, thank you, guys. Awesome. Good morning, everyone. I want to believe you can hear me. I'm really excited to join you guys this morning. It's a great pleasure to celebrate some of the best brains in this part of the world. It's awesome to see awesome guys who have gone through a very intensive selection process to make it to the #1 AI Bootcamp in Africa. Really, the #1 in Africa based on the quality of the speakers, based on the intensity of the qualification, and of course, based on the outcome of our session. If you have checked it out, people who have attended our session have been able to translate the learning into some of the best learning opportunities for themselves everywhere they go. So I'm really excited that many people will leave this bootcamp catalyzed, energized to become the best version of themselves. So guys, it's a great pleasure to welcome you to this bootcamp, and I'm sure that it's going to be a career defining moment for you as you willingly make a decision to take your learning and career to the next level. So to kick off the session, I have a very quick slide to run us through. So I'm going to just quickly project the slide right away. Just to speak to some of the questions that were raised, some of our speakers made some last minute adjustments. Samuel, who is meant to take our mathematics for ML and DL, is actually not feeling well. So it's something that was never planned for. But for those students, we'll still make sure that we arrange a class whether during or after the bootcamp on mathematics for ML and DL. The second one was the Carbon team. The Carbon team are actually working on a major project in London as we speak now. So they are able to make time available to run the class. So they send their due apologies to us. They believe in what we are doing. They've been part of this project and they duly apologize very profusely. So I'll quickly go straight into my slide. Okay, let me be sure you can see my screen. Okay, thank you everyone. Awesome. I feel very privileged this morning to be presenting to some of the best brains in this country. I feel very honored to be presenting to some of the best Nigerians who will shape the future of this country. I feel very privileged to be engaging some of the brightest brains whose passion will take Nigeria from the third world to the first world. So I want to welcome every one of you to 2020 edition of Data Science Nigeria AI Bootcamp. And I'm going to be talking about our journey towards impact, 4th year and beyond. Lekan has graciously provided some top-level update on where we are as a team in terms of how we have evolved to become a reference point in the concept of community building. We've left the traditional level of what community building is in Nigeria, which is learning and community. That's level 1, where people gather on any day of the week and they call themselves a community to learn. That is level 1. We have left that level. Of course, we have done extremely well, managing over 40 communities built within 1 year across the country and being program managed for impact. It's a best practice. The second thing we have done is that we have moved beyond just learning community to a research and social good application mindset, where we're investing heavily in translating our knowledge to solving social problems. During this session, they are going to be playing video of some of our works in using computer vision for classroom engagement, our work on Alive, which is for fraud, and a lot of work that we're building, and many other work that we hope to build in the next few years on how we can use our learning to solve social problems. The third thing we have done as a team, which makes us far ahead in Africa as far as community is concerned, is the fact that we have moved to using our knowledge to support companies and to make money. So, a lot of things we do, if you have read our annual report, you realize that we make money. How do we make money? We help companies to solve problems. We train their staff and we consult for them. Of course, we are the only community in the world today that has built that capacity, not just to gather people, but to translate its capacity to solving business problems. And that is why today we work for some of the biggest organizations in the world. We work for Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We work for Botnia Family Foundation based in Switzerland. Bill and Melinda Gates is based in the US. We work for World Bank. We work for MasterCard Foundation based in Canada. And in addition to that, we are training for different companies in Nigeria. We train as big as Shell Nigeria. We train Nigerian Army. We train Huawei. We train just anyone. I'm sure the team will still show you so many companies that we train. So we have moved beyond just talking AI, gathering people to learn AI, to demonstrating how AI can be applied to help businesses in Nigeria to solve problems. And why do we need to do that? In doing that, all our students can get jobs, because by the time we show businesses how AI can be applied, they will be looking for talent. And therefore, all the students we are training can immediately have opportunity to enter into that ecosystem. So for us at Data Science Nigeria, what differentiates us is what we call end-to-end AI ecosystem. Not just training, but applying, deploying, and catalyzing value. The last thing that we're going to be doing from 2021 January, which we have started, is helping startups and ventures, how we're going to start applying AI to build businesses. If you're a young Nigerian, you have an AI idea, we're going to be setting up AI funding. We're going to be bringing together investors so that guys who have got great ideas are managed to translate the ideas into businesses. Of course, this means you are going to give some stake to some people. You are the owner of the ideas, but you are willing to give some stake to some people. They will bring the money, and of course, you run the business. So we're going to be starting that. And of course, we're also going to be doing national development. As I speak to you, we're already working with Nigerian government on building a national AI agenda. This for us is one of the critical manifestation of our commitment to adding value to building the ecosystem. So clearly you can see that when they talk of Data Science Nigeria, we do not line up with the traditional learning AI communities or tech communities. We are an end-to-end. You learn, you earn, you translate it to helping business, and of course you can build your future as an integral part of our community. So I'm going to quickly go into all these small details. Of course, our vision remains the reason why we're doing that. We want to build 1 million AI talent in 10 years. By November this year, we're going to be clocking 4. November 26th this year, we're going to be 4 years old. So we just have 6 years to go. So it's so important that we start running at the speed of light. I wish many other communities will have this vision, because it changes the way community runs. Because when you have a big vision that by this year something must happen, then it changes the whole game. So for us at Data Science Nigeria, we are tracking ourselves on a yearly basis, and we know how far we are or how close we are on those critical milestones that shape what we do. One of the things that have happened to us this year is that if you want to raise 1 million AI talent in 10 years, and a lot of these children that we want to raise are not children from necessarily from top houses, rich homes. They must be children of nobodies who can become somebody. So therefore, if these children are disadvantaged from learning for about 6 months because of COVID-19, we must have a new way of supporting learning, not just AI learning, but basic education. And that's why sometimes in June, we moved into supporting traditional education. I'm going to play a video for you on what we have started on helping children to learn using their phone, helping children to learn using radio stations. As we speak today, we are running classes in mathematics, English, and sciences in 15 radio stations across Nigeria, so that children of nobodies whose father do not have access to internet can be learning, and they can find a phone around them to do everyday SMS quiz. That is some of the things we are doing to achieve our vision. That's why at Data Science Nigeria, we follow a strategic path. It's not just community. It's about following a path that ensure that in 10 years' time, which is just 7 years' time, all of you in this room will be some of the best talents that the world is looking for, who have built businesses, who have built AI innovations, who have built platforms that have changed Nigeria to generating value on an incremental basis. Okay, my colleagues have spoken to that. So within 2 years, we are proving to the world that we are not a joke. Within 2 years. Within 2 years, we have won the #1 AI community in Africa. Within 2 years, we won the second best academic paper at Indaba. Unfortunately, there's no Indaba this year. We'll have gone again and win more awards. And of course, Lekan told you how we won Best Poster Award this year. So what this means is that Nigeria is not a place you can park aside. If our research can beat research coming from top schools like Oxford, like Stanford, it means that we are privileged to have in this room some of the best brains. All they need is just the right guidance, right exposure. Nigerians can make things happen. So we are proving that indeed it is possible in Nigeria. And of course, all over the world, we have become a reference point. Everybody looks at our work. Everybody asks us to come and talk about what we do. Before COVID, early this year, I was in the US at the biggest AI scientific conference in the world, AI, to talk about AI for social good. And of course, our work has become a template of how you can build a sustainable community that is not begging the West for money. Because it's always disgraceful when we all go online and be begging for money to run our communities in Africa. We have demonstrated that indeed you can build a community where what you raise within yourself can sustain your operation. So what now happens is that the world trusts you, they believe in you, and they want to invest in you. And that is an approach that I'm not sentimentally seeking the interest of the world or help Africa. But help Africa because Africa has got talent, and these talents are proving themselves based on what they have done. And that is our model. One, come and build AI lab in Africa, not out of sentiment, because we have put together some of the best talents. Google, come build AI venture in Africa. Why? Because we have put together guys who know how to translate AI into business, such that we engage the world purely on fact, not on sentiment. And that is the approach and the mechanism that we have built at Data Science Nigeria. Of course, we believe that whilst a lot of things happen, we must support institutions. Last year, University of Lagos was our AI School of the Year, for which we donated AI books worth 1 million naira. So which means our model is not just about running virtual community. We also want to support traditional schools. And this we will continue to do as an organization. So we're very proud to be able to achieve this and make these books available to University of Lagos. And these are cutting-edge books. I mean, books that were released 2019, 2020 on cutting-edge AI practice. Of course, it's not about, for us at Data Science Nigeria, it's about anybody counts. In our journey towards 1 million AI talent, we're keen that a child in Guzo, a child in Abeokuta, a child in Oshogbo, Uyo, a child in Adekanmbi, a child, in an unknown village in Yelwa must be given opportunity to be the best, because talents are everywhere, but opportunities are not. And that is why our AI book, free book, is being distributed free in public schools across the country. And we need you to be part of this journey of helping every child, wherever they are, whether in Mina, whether in Kano. As far as we are concerned, it's not about because my parent is rich, that is why I become a superstar. At Data Science Nigeria, the child of nobody can be the man that can become somebody tomorrow if we all provide all that is needed through free platforms so that everybody can learn and the child of nobody can become somebody. And that is why we want to go to ordinary schools to be able to expose them to data science. And that is our passion. And I believe that many of you will be part of this dream of helping us to reach out to everybody everywhere. Because in our quest to reach 1 million AI talent, the best AI talent might be that child in one public school, somewhere in Yewa, somewhere in Mina, somewhere in Kafanshan, somewhere in Makodi, who has not been exposed. And by the time they have those books in their hand, something in them might be pushed and they might become the best version of them. This is our vision. This is why we exist, to help people achieve their vision and help us build the new Nigeria. So what are the 4 things that will shape us as we move into our 4th year? Like I said, from November 26th, Data Science Nigeria is going to be 4. And for the next 1 year, these are the things that you should be looking out for. Number 1, we're going to be building the ultimate learning machine. The ultimate learning machine to support our 10-year nation building ambition. So what do I mean by the ultimate learning machine? We're going to be building a machine that supports us to deliver learning in artificial intelligence, in coding for primary schools, whether private or public school, and also for all forms of learning. So don't be surprised when you hear that Data Science Nigeria has developed content in English, mathematics, science. Because the question is, if they do not know maths, physics, and sciences, how will they know AI? How will they become talent in the next 10 years if the foundation is faulty? The Holy Book says, if the foundation be destroyed, what shall the righteous do? So if the foundation, due regard to people of all the other religion, if the foundation is faulty to the extent that these people do not even know basic English, basic science, basic mathematics, basic physics, chemistry, how will they be able to do AI? And that is why we are going to see us play big in education. We're going to be using innovative ways to deliver education. We have started already by the first AI book, which is already released. And I'm glad to say some of our community members have also been making money, are also making money by helping us to sell the books, and some are distributing the book in their community. The second thing we do is learn at home. We have built Learn at Home with our partner, Mastercard Foundation, which will allow a lot of students across Nigeria to learn using radio stations. As we speak to you today, every day for 1 hour on 15 radio stations, we are running classes in mathematics, English, and sciences. They will share with you the link, and you can listen to any one of them on 15 radio stations, from Adekanmbi to Sokoto, to Makodi, to Ibadan, to Ekiti, to Akure, to Uyo, to Port Harcourt, to Delta, to Abia, to Imo, to Abuja, to Nasarawa, 15 radio stations. And we're using that to cover up for the gap that COVID-19 created. As you are aware, some schools have resumed, but some of the resumptions are still here nor there. Some schools have reduced their learning to 3 hours. Some, the learning is not complete. So what we have done at Data Science Nigeria is to partner with Mastercard Foundation, find teachers across the country, and they have recorded the content according to national curriculum, and those things are running on 15 radio stations in Nigeria. What makes our own content different? 2 things, 3 things. Number 1, at the end of the class, the student can do quiz, unlike the one that are done in many areas where the students are just taught on radio. In our own radio class, as soon as the teacher finishes, a question is asked, and the student can pick their phone and answer the question, and the SMS is free. And you get a response immediately telling you your answer is right or wrong, and they provide you the answer. And we also have a call center where students can call and speak to a teacher to guide them through a problem they are unable to solve. I'll play the video for you, and of course you can check www.learnathome.com to get all the details of the radio stations, of how to use all the platforms, and some of the content that we're building. We are essentially disrupting the whole education landscape. And I'm going to play for you some of the content that we're creating to make education easier and simpler. Because if these children learn at the foundational level, at primary school level and secondary school level, then it will be easier for us to make them AI expert in their university days. Number two, we're going to be strengthening our social use cases. How do we use AI to solve social problems? We're going to be working a lot in that space. And our focus will be in the area of geospatial transformation. How do we use geospatial data to support government decision? How do we use geospatial data to track projects happening across Nigeria? How do we use geospatial data to drive for effective distribution of infrastructure? How do we use geospatial data to support businesses? And of course, we're also going to be driving for massive data collection. Some of you may be aware that we have built our own in-house application, Data Cloud. Now we have a more powerful one called Check For Me, which we have also released, that we're using to collect massive data. So I can collect video data, text data, audio data across Nigeria, and all the data are geo-labeled. So which means that I can study any behavior across Nigeria using Check For Me. So business can come to us and say, oh, can you help us to track the price of a product across Nigeria? And within 2 hours, we can use independent people who will collect the data, and as they collect the data, they get paid automatically. And many of you already are part of Check For Me, and you are earning by helping us to collect data. The third thing that will shape our next year is enabling industry for high-impact use cases and job creation. We want to help companies to know what AI can do for them, and that's why we're going to accelerate our consulting and training program. Next year, we're already putting together a master plan that helps us to reach many companies with training. Because if they do not know what AI can do, they will not know why they need to employ you. And that is why we are very radical about getting companies, all top companies, to know about AI and data science so that they begin to create jobs and begin to create department called Department of AI, Department of Data Science. And of course, that means that people like you can get the job. And that's why we also started recruitment as a service, helping companies to recruit talent. As I speak to you, many of our students are already working for some of the big companies because of these things that I've created. The last but not the least is that as we mark our 4th year, November 26th, we're going to focus on innovation investment, and we're going to have a lot of spin-offs. So when you hear Data Science Nigeria, they're going to be talking about companies that are associated with Data Science Nigeria. It's not as if we're going to fund those companies. We're going to be getting funders. As we speak to you now, we're already looking for people that want to drop money to help us translate all this thing into business. So of course, what that means is that when those businesses succeed, number one, they will need more talent. So people like you can work in those companies. Then number two, all those companies will be given a percentage to Data Science Nigeria every year. So which means that all the things we are doing free of charge, we can do them as far as those companies are making profit. And of course, the individuals who have also dropped their money for those companies are also making money. And of course, all the people who work in those companies also make good money. So we're going to be doing those investments. And if we see anybody in our community who has great ideas, we're going to use the network of investors to fund those ideas, for which those individuals must provide a stake also to Data Science Nigeria, and of course to those people who are dropping the money, so that everybody benefit in our quest to change Nigeria. But we have 3 areas of focus for the next 3 years. We're going to focus on geospatial and financial inclusion. How do we create companies that use data to solve the problem of financial inclusion and geospatial data collection? We're going to be focused on companies that deliver education in an innovative way. And lastly, how do we use AI for health delivery? How do we use data science to transform health solutions? These will be strong areas where we're going to be playing as a company. So don't be surprised when you start hearing some companies and they say company in partnership with Data Science Nigeria. I can assure you between now and the next 6 months, those companies will be fully formed and structured based on the conversation we're having with our investors, and the awesome staff that we have at Data Science Nigeria will be ready to spin off so that these things that we do can remain sustainable, and these things that we do will not fizzle away It will not be a community that starts by year 2, they are gone. It will be a community that continue to grow from strength to strength, from glory to glory, because we have built structure and system that allows us to continuously add value. So this is what we do for companies. So if you know your uncle, your brother, who are in any company and they're looking for anybody to help them to make sense of their data, we help companies to make sense of their data. So you can share this with your uncle, who may be the chief marketing officer, chief data officer of any company in Nigeria, a bank, a telco, even government organization. You can share, let them know that there's a company called Data Science Nigeria that can help them to make sense of all kinds of data through our consulting service. And why do we do this? This is how we make money to fund all our AI invasions, all our AI communities across the country. And just for you to know, we also fund students who want to do masters and PhD. As we speak to you, we are supporting a lot of students with their masters and PhD research work. We support research work. We also support grants for their university education if you have demonstrated capacity to deliver. So we do all that, and this is what we use the money to do. After we have paid our staff and after we have made sure that all the funds are used to create things like AI Knowledge Box, which many of us receive free of charge. So, having said where we're going to inspire you, that is beyond the bootcamp. This bootcamp must energize you to say, what will I give back to Nigeria? How will I count in the next 10 years? How will I translate the learning from this bootcamp to build a business, to support a company, to support other children, and to support any child in Nigeria, whether in Yewa, whether in Maiduguri, whether in Uyo, whether in Kafanshan, whether in Abuja or Ijebu-Ode, every child must be supported. So what will I give back? And how will I make a difference in Nigeria? So our bootcamp is not just for me to learn, it's actually a burden to ask yourself, after these 5 days immersion, what will I give back? Will I go empty-handed? What will I do different to make Nigeria great? And the theorem is this: a man that is driven to give back to others, as you give back, one, you will always have to yourself. Because the law of God has a way of giving back to those who give much more to their society and to other people. So having said that, let's celebrate our champions, people who have done so well to make it here. All of us are winners, all of us are champions, all of us have done well to make it out of so many people who went through the journey. So I want to congratulate all of you. I want to clap for you for making it to the boot camp, for going through the demand, for going through the stress, for going through the pain, and making sure you make it. I want to congratulate you. Your tenacity is a proof that you start waiting to happen. Your determination to be at this boot camp is a proof that you can actually play at the biggest platform in the world. The fact that you are at Data Science Nigeria Bootcamp is a proof that you can be the inventor that the world is waiting for. You can be the man that San Francisco AI Ventures are waiting for. You can be that researcher that the universities are waiting for. You can be that talent that the top companies are waiting for. And you can be that teacher that those children in ordinary schools are looking for to inspire their vision to become best. So I congratulate you. I salute your courage. I salute your commitment. I salute your wit and grit to make it to the boot camp. So let's celebrate some of our winners. For our top 100, I'm glad to tell you that you have won for yourself a free 6-month subscription to Data Camp. So which means that after the boot camp, you must not go down, you must continue to learn. So Data Camp gives you unlimited learning in different areas. So you're going to have access for 6 months to continue to learn and build yourself for the top 100. So congratulations to the top 100 who are able to make it. And of course, at Data Science Nigeria, gender inclusion is one of our mantras. We want to encourage ladies to be the best version of herself. Like it is said, if you train a woman, you have trained a nation. And if you want to build the nation, then we must build the women folks. And that's why at Data Science Nigeria, we have a very special interest in supporting our ladies to become the best version of themselves so that they can give so much more back. You know, our women are more emotional, they are more committed, and of course, they are more loyal. You know, when a man gives 1, a woman can give 5. If a woman, if a man gives 2, a woman can double it because they just want to give back. You know, that is their nature. And that's why they carry the womb, which carries destiny. So we believe that if we support them, they can do a lot in helping our vision. And that is why I celebrate the top 3 female finalists in the 2020 AI Bootcamp. I have Adekanmbi Oluwadara. I have Kaditin, I hope I called it well, Precious, first runner-up, and the second runner-up, Adejumobi Joshua. Congratulations for doing so well. We are so proud of you. We are so proud of you for doing well. Congratulations for raising the bar. Congratulations for proving that indeed women are brilliant, women are excellent, women are super good. And at Data Science Nigeria, we have awesome women doing awesome things. Our executive director, talent and process, is a woman. The head of our research and innovation is also a woman. So we have so many data scientists at Data Science Nigeria who are women. So we're so proud of women doing awesome things. So once again, I clap for you for doing so well. I also want to celebrate the top 5 at the Zindi pre-qualification. The top 5 winners of the Zindi pre-qualifications. I want to celebrate your candor, your energy on the screen. Of course, you have all used coded names. So the first guys is Ifenike based on the name you have used on the competition. Congratulations to you. I will still mention your name in full. I'm aware that the Vice Chancellor of University of Ibadan specifically celebrated you. I got the memo that was used in University of Ibadan at the Premier University to celebrate you. We're very proud of you, and I'm aware that you're a student of petroleum engineering, which is a proof of our strategy that indeed data science is not just for computer scientists. Anybody, anywhere, anyhow can apply data science to make impact. So I want to celebrate you for raising the bar and for making impact. We have Busayo from Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, who came second. Congratulations to you as well. We have engineer, we don't have the school. We have Dara Adekwoju, you have celebrated Dara already, the best female at the competition. And of course, the last Imon Emmanuel from University of Benin, who was 5th. So congratulations to all of you. We'll still get all the names, full name mentioned during this event. And of course, we're going to celebrate you, mention your name to everyone that matters. And please feel free to use your award. Data Science Nigeria is known everywhere. So mentioning that you won at AI Bootcamp is a big deal. Many people have used it to get jobs. So be very proud that you are a winner at Data Science Nigeria. And like my colleague said, attending our bootcamp is a big deal. A lot of people have used it to get jobs. You know, somebody was at an interview in one of the big 4, and they had to call our head of innovation and research, to confirm that indeed this person attended your bootcamp. And she had to check and say, yes, he did. And that was how the person got the job, because this person attended Data Science Nigeria bootcamp. So make sure you maintain your 80% so that you can get our certificate, and which you can proudly showcase on your LinkedIn page and celebrate yourself. Okay, so guys, this year I have a special request. Good story must be told, good story must be captured, and we're Africans. Africans are great storytellers. One of the things that have shaped our last bootcamp is the fact that people tell their stories. Every moment of the bootcamp, they capture it in a story. And because of the nature of this year, most of the past stories are stories of the food, of how people slept in rooms, how people worked overnight, because as you know, our former boot camps are residential. The journey, how people traveled, how they met new friends, and how the learning went. The stories are always, and people talk about the food as well. In our boot camp, we always serve very good food, and it's always balanced diet. As we give balanced learning, we also give balanced diet. So people always talk about it. But this year, because it's virtual, we want to see people that can tell great stories. And that is what we're going to use to launch Data Science Nigeria Medium account. So if you have got great story, share it about this year's bootcamp. And of course, you're going to be a part of the first set of stories that we're going to be posting on Data Science Nigeria Medium account. which will carry your name as the author, and it will be hyperlinked to your own Medium account, but it will be hosted on Data Science Nigeria. Somebody said Corona has caused missed food and meeting new guys. But you can still meet new guys online, and the food that we're going to deliver here is the knowledge food, okay? Okay. But I'm sure we're going to meet again next year, and you will have access to some of those super great food. I also look forward to those balanced diet. Okay, so these are some of the stories that people wrote in previous years. So I'm looking for great stories, how we organize digital virtual bootcamp, your learning in the digital camp, some movements that shape your learning, and some of the tutorial reviews as well. So we're going to take as many stories as possible. So the team will be engaging you. If you have got great stories, you've written it, it doesn't have to be 100 pages. It could be 400 words, 500, 600 words, and we're going to curate all of them, and we're going to use them to launch our Data Science Nigeria Medium account, and it's a big deal for your name to be mentioned as one of the authors on our DSN Medium account. Ladies and gentlemen, as I round up this session, all these that I've spoken to you, all this great stuff that I've spoken about, our next 4 years, all the things we have done in education, consulting, putting together this boot camp has only been possible by the unique people that work for us at Data Science Nigeria. They're unique because they are not common people, because everything I've shown to you do not happen ordinarily. I'm privileged to have worked in many places, and consistently, I see how those people have raised the bar. They don't work 8 to 5, they work 24 hours. Even when they sleep, they are dreaming Data Science Nigeria. They work Saturday, Sunday, and I'm sure you have seen what they did during COVID-19. Everybody was talking COVID-19. During COVID-19, we're doing the biggest things ever. COVID-19, our learning were increasing. COVID-19, we're delivering learning across the country because we have awesome, passionate, dedicated people who are selfless, who are committed, who are driven by something bigger than themselves, who live not just for themselves, who live to make impact and to leave their footprint on the side of time. Wherever you are, please join me to celebrate the unique people working for us at Data Science Nigeria, people who have different genotype. When others have A, B, or AB, they have what we call the AI Plus, which believes that every man they see, every man they meet has the privilege of learning AI. And these unique people you see on the screen, and many of them who are not part of this screen, our interns, our mentors, and many other people that will be joining us are people who are driven by that passion. I salute your courage, I salute your commitment, I salute your willingness to be part of this vision to turn the tide and make Nigeria great again. When others are complaining, we have chosen to build a platform that is sustainable, that will become a hope for the continent and a reference point for the future. Thanks so much, everyone who have been part of this planning, sleepless nights, commitment, going the extra mile to continue to do your normal job and yet building this platform to make a difference in our community. I personally celebrate you. ED, my wife, who is an integral driver of this vision, celebrate you for all that you do and your commitment to making a difference in this country. Thank you so much for all that you do. So guys, celebrate all the people that you're going to meet in the room who will be coordinating. These are unique beings. They go extra mile. They are just so awesome. They work beyond people who earn salary. These guys, they go extra mile. I know what they do, and I sincerely appreciate them. So celebrate them when you meet them, when you see them, celebrate them and give them the recognition that they deserve as the ultimate engine behind our success. So in conclusion, guys, enjoy 2020 AI Bootcamp. It is virtual, so we're not going to be going to rooms to ask people to get out of the rooms. We will not have the privilege of telling people it's time, it's time, it's time. It is now your responsibility to make sure that you do not miss any session. It's now your responsibility to maximize this learning period. It's now your responsibility to make this week count in making you that man that the world will celebrate in a few years to come. I'm fully persuaded and convinced by my faith and by what I've seen in the last 4 years that in this room are people that will shape the course of history. that in this room are talents who will be celebrated in some of the best schools in the world. In this room are some of the greatest innovators who will build great businesses, who will turn these nations around. I've seen impact, I've seen transformation. I've seen what has happened in the last 4 years. So I'm convinced and fully persuaded that some people will rise out of this boot camp and become people that the world will celebrate. So tag this event, share this event, discuss this event. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn. Let the world know you are part of this history. Let the world know you are part of this event, and let the world feel the pulse of what you are going through as you share those moments and you tag us at AI Bootcamp 2020. Thanks so much, everyone. Enjoy the bootcamp and be the best version of yourself. And let's remain resolute to change Nigeria's story. We're not going to change the story. We're going to make Nigeria great, and Nigeria's story will change because of each and every one of us. Data Science Nigeria, we're committed to raising 1 million AI talents and plus in the next 10 years. Thank you very much, and enjoy the bootcamp.
Wow, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Bayo. We are excited. Guys, just drop a reaction. Let's see your mood, guys. Love, fire in the chat box. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so very much. We are so inspired. Thank you very much. All right. Wow, a lot of messages turning in. Okay, great. Okay, guys. So we have just about 90 minutes to the end of this opening event. So I will quickly move on straight to the code of conduct. Then I will, present the video from our chairman, Dr. Uyi, and then of course, take quick questions and answer. Then we will call it, then we'll get to the end of the first session, really, so that we can take an 11 to 12 break so that we can reconvene again by 12 o'clock for the breakout session. So let's get to it. Guys, please, I would like for you to take notes. These code of conduct are very, very important that we note all of this, because they will guide what we'll be doing together during this bootcamp. Okay. All right. So number one, you need to arrive on time. It is very important, guys. You need to get to all the sessions very early. As a matter of fact, the session rooms will be opened 30 minutes to the main event. So you need to just make sure that you are on board as soon as possible. All right. And the reason for that, let me just add, is there's going to be a waiting room. So we need to admit people, right, into the session. All right. So while admitting people, of course, when you join the chat room before the event, we want you to meet people, relate, drop your LinkedIn account during the, before the session, so that you can network and build your own network also. All right. Now, the profile being used on Zoom should be identified by your name. So, like I said, it's important. We don't want anonymous. It's important that you use your name. And this is the way you go about it. When you are registering for the session, make sure you use your name. And most importantly, also put your AI Bootcamp ID. Guys, it is very, very important. You have to put your AI Bootcamp ID. All right. Also, if your video is turned on, guys, your video must be appropriate and your posture must demonstrate that you are ready to learn. It is very important, because during the breakout sessions, all right, we're going to be using, meetings, Zoom meetings. Currently, we are using Zoom webinar, but we're going to be using Zoom meetings such that we can see ourselves, so those of you who are already asking Lekan to show his face, you are going to see me during the breakout session. So we're going to see ourselves. All right. So it's important that we have a very good video, all right, during that session. And of course, we're going to be having, about 4 hosts there, about more than 4 hosts, really, such that we are literally going to be tracking, everybody, right? We're looking at people's videos, right? If your video is inappropriate, we might have to just remove you from the meeting and you will not be able to join that session again. So it's very important, guys. Please note that. Also, offensive or inappropriate language is not to be used in any form of communication. Guys, we are all people of value. We all have great values. I believe everybody here, we are all responsible youth. All right. So it's very important that we use appropriate language. Let's be professional, as much as possible. Of course, techie languages, use tech. Yeah, that's nice. For instance, somebody can say, instead of saying hello everyone, you can do something like print hello, that kind of stuff. Let's make it fun, but appropriate languages, please. It is very, very, very important. All right. So you must never take screenshots or screen recording of a Zoom session. As a matter of fact, I really think that don't just stress yourself, because we are going to make all these recordings available, because these are all learning content. So for all the breakout rooms, as long as you're registered, you have an AI Bootcamp ID, you will surely get the session recording and the slides also, because all of our speakers, we have requested that they send us the slide. All right. Now, any attempt to do so, you might be sanctioned. So please don't stress yourself. No annotation is allowed by the participant except it is requested by the instructor. As a matter of fact, you won't even be able to annotate. We have disabled that function. We've disabled it. But then there might be some, rooms, breakout rooms, where the instructor wants you to probably just work on a whiteboard, because there's a function called whiteboard. Then in that case, you might want to do that. But please, guys, just let's be coordinated. It's very important. I mean, the energy in this room since 9 o'clock up till now is amazing. It's amazing. And I believe that we're going to sustain that energy. Of course, guys, no controversial messaging or inappropriate comment by any participants during any of the session. Please, guys, we don't want controversy. We don't want controversy. Don't raise something about Donald Trump, something about Buhari. Let's leave that for Twitter, okay? Let's leave that for Twitter. As you are in the bootcamp, if you love Twitter, just keep tweeting about stuff and all that. So, but please, as long as you are here, the chat box, of this bootcamp, right, needs to be clean, and it has to be conversations about this bootcamp. All right. And of course, guys, I'm very sure you know that as a community, we are in support of NSAS, NSWAT, and all that. However, guys, participants are not allowed to protest or use protesting hashtag or language on this platform. Please, guys, don't use NSAS, don't use any of such on this platform. Remember, like I said, if you must protest, those who need to hear us, right? They are where? They are on Twitter right now, right? So guys, please, it's very, very important. All right. So, and of course, these are some of the, if you're not following Data Science Nigeria on social media, I don't know who you are following at Data Science NIG. You need to follow us on Twitter, really, so that you can see how much of work we are doing on social media. All right, participants are not allowed to use the chat option and are not expected to switch on their audio except required by the instructor. Remember, like I said, for the breakout sessions, we're going to be using Zoom meetings, all right? So even though the host will ensure to mute all, but if you must speak, right, just raise your hands, because like I said, it's a platform where we want to learn, all right? So you just raise up your hand, and I can see a lot of hands being raised, but I won't unmute you just yet. All right. So also note this, that if you find yourself in a Zoom breakout room, Dr. Bayo mentioned earlier on that it's virtual event, right? And people can move from one room to the other. We are going to give you that right to privilege to move from one room to the other. In certain cases, there are certain instances where you'll be able to move from one room to the other. But it is important that you need to, so room that you did not, so if you find yourself in a room that you did not register for, all right, join the breakout session
6 messages
for within 5. Please, panelists, can you kindly just mute yourself? Okay, so Toby, mute yourself, please. All right. Okay, guys. So moving on, right? So within 5 minutes, if you find yourself in a Zoom, in a breakout room that you did not register for, kindly make sure to do what? To just move on. And how do you join another breakout session? You would see the button join, right, on your screen, and then you join the breakout session of your choice. All right. Now, this is very important, guys. You need to note this. You need to know this. I think this is one slide that you are permitted to do a screenshot. You are permitted to do a screenshot. And the reason is simple, all right? The reason is because this program we will be giving certificates. But there is a very simple, there are just two simple rules to the certificate. Two simple rules, right? Number one is that your name must be published on the qualification page of Data Science Nigeria website. Now, we understand that a lot of people will be on this meeting who want to come and learn. We love you. We appreciate you. Probably your name is not on the list. Maybe just a friend who loves you so much, or maybe your wife, your fiance who loves you so much. Just say, my friend, just take this link and join Jared. No problem. Fine, that's fine. We appreciate that. We will not throw you out, okay? But you will not be able to get a certificate if your name is not published on the qualification page of Data Science Nigeria website. That's number one rule. The second rule is 80% attendance record. All right, 80% attendance record. And how do we calculate this? That is 0.8 of total session hour. So off the top of my head, let's say for instance, a session in a day is 1 hour. 0.8 of 60 minutes will give us what? 48 minutes, I guess. Yeah, about 48 minutes. So which means that you must be on the session for 48 minutes. All right. So that is very, very important, guys. And the gist here, guys, is that the way we track this is for everybody that is on this call right now, all right, we can generate a report of your duration on every session. So if you think that you can just come in, just clock in, and then maybe after 10 minutes, you just leave the meeting again, then my friend, by the time we are doing all the collation, you will not be able to get the certificate. So 80% is very, very important. 80% is very, very important. And of course, like I said, all sessions are recorded. So all sessions are recorded. And of course, the recording is done right on Zoom as I'm talking. This session is recorded. So you'll be, we would upload all of these, sessions so that you can get them and refer to them. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a video from our chairman, that's Dr. Uyi. Okay, what was that? Okay, Dr. Uyi, right. Dr. Uyi sent his video. He would have loved to be here, but of course, he's an awesome man. He's an awesome man. So for reasons that he could not avoid, he had to send in a video, and I will play that video. But then, for you who don't know Dr. Uyi, of course, you can follow Dr. Uyi also on LinkedIn. He's very active on LinkedIn, Uyi Stewart. He is a Nigerian. Let me start from there. He is a Nigerian. He's a Nigerian like you and I, all right? He's an African like you and I, all right? And then, of course, he has 15 US patents. I think we should just make it very interactive. So when I mention each of these profiles, can you just be typing 1, 2, I just want to see that level of activity really, because he has 15 US patents, right? Number 2, 60 plus publication in linguistics. Number 3, data mining, speech recognition, natural language processing, machine translation, user experience, just 60 plus, over 60 publications. Now, it has over 70 innovative digital and analytics solutions deployed across Africa, India, and USA. Not just that, it had 5 major and international startups, for instance, Greenfield Initiative, including his pioneering work bringing reverse innovation to Africa as the co-founder of IBM Research Africa Lab. Now, which is, of course, the first commercial innovation and research lab in the continent. Currently, now, guys, listen to this. This will interest you. Now, look at how that this man, this African, who is very inspirational, has just not only moved from linguistics, all right? Now, this man right now is now the senior director of data science at Seattle Genetics. Did you hear that? Genetics. So he's now into biotech. I mean, this is amazing. And I tell you guys, this is how much the knowledge of artificial intelligence can make you so vast. Can make you so vast. For instance, I personally, right, Lekan, I studied psychology, right, first degree. And today, see what I do, data science. So these are skills that you don't want to joke with, all right? You want to just leverage it for better career moves, all right? So that's Dr. Uyi. So right away, guys, I'm going to share my screen and just play the video from Dr. Uyi. So please, guys, just listen attentively. I tell you, you will enjoy his speech. So let's listen.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Uyi Stewart, and it's indeed Just an honor of my life to speak to you today in the capacity of being the chairman of Data Science Nigeria on this monumental August occasion on the kickoff of this wonderful bootcamp. This is fantastic. Let me first start off by expressing my profound gratitude and respect to someone I consider a friend and a brother, Bayo Adekanmbi. You are amazing. Just your relentless pursuit to serve the youth of this nation and unwavering belief that Nigeria will be better. I mean, that's just amazing. That's just amazing. And this is what brought us together a couple of years ago when the vision and the dream for Data Science Nigeria was very nascent. Look where we are today. And you are unwavering. Now, Bayo, I know that there have been challenges. I know it's not easy, but you are unwavering. You're unshaken, and you are an inspiration to all of us. And so I'm just saying that in spite of the challenges that come in the way as you move data science and Nigeria and Africa forward using the best of modern technology in data science, never give up. And this is what I say to you publicly as well as privately. Continue to reach for the stars, my brother. I just amazing respect, and we are all with you. Everyone is rooting for you. And beside you is Tony Adekanmbi, your wife. She's amazing. She's quiet, but she's relentless. She's the force behind the Adekanmbi family, if you don't know that. Tony, I want to just also give respect and adoration for what is happening through you. It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you for being the rock of the family and along with your children, all the sacrifice. Look where we are today. And to data science community at large, just this is an amazing platform. A vision is becoming a reality. Everyone who's pitching in whatever capacity, I commend you. The best is yet to come. To all of the sponsors, thank you. To all of these amazing speakers, you guys are accomplished. I was looking at the list. My goodness, it's really an honor to be part of this crowd and the guest list of speakers today. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. Inspire these young ones and let that fire and brilliance come out. And to all the partners who've made today possible, thank you all. Much appreciated. So now, about 15, 20 years ago, the concept of the fourth industrial revolution was almost like a fantasy, right? But let me tell you that the fourth industrial revolution is right here and is happening. Now, COVID-19 and all of the things that we're going through with this global pandemic has brought to the forefront the role and relevance of data and data science. Let me give you a few examples. Well, today we hear about the use of predictive models to forecast how many people are going to die in a few months. This is the reality that we live in now. I remember about, at the start of the year when COVID was just beginning to pick up here in the United States, and the prediction was that by the fall, nearly 200,000 people would have died. People said, no, that's not possible. These models are wrong. Well, hello. Data science has proven it. So what you're about to do today is not a pie in the sky. Data science is a reality, and COVID has now instituted this whole practice of machine learning and made the fourth industrial revolution a global reality. I'll give you some more examples. Today, whether it's at the local level or at the mid-level or at the federal level, government officials and public health officials talk about infection rates, mortality rates, comorbidity, incidence burden, hotspots, which is what we used to call heat map, right? These are all data science concepts. And so let me tell you, fourth industrial revolution is right here, right now. And data science has come to stay. And COVID has accelerated everything that we used to think and dream about, that fourth industrial revolution is only something that happens in the West. Well, it's a global pandemic. And the reality of the use of data for decision making is urgent and is real as it can be. So what is this fourth industrial revolution? And for those of us in life sciences, we call it Industry 4.0. In a nutshell, it is that we are able now to take advantage of storage capacity that is now made available through cloud computing. I mean, the advances in cloud computing are amazing, but that's not enough. It's a triple factor, it's a triple play. So it's cloud coupled with some of the best things that are happening in machine learning and artificial intelligence. Things like JCR Litlika in 1950 used to think about something that will happen in the future. But now, all that brilliance that we can do with pattern recognition and AI is becoming a reality. Also, we now have unfettered access to data. We have new ways. I mean, data is exponential, and it's now, in some parlance, is declared as the new gold. So when you take this triple factor, this trifecta together of cloud, machine learning / AI, and this unmitigated, unfettered access to data, these are the underpinnings of the fourth industrial revolution. And need I explain more?
Okay. All right. Okay then. So guys, I'm sure the message is clear, right? The message is clear. So that's Dr. Uyi, right there, giving his opening remark. Okay, so it's 11 o'clock, and let's just conclude on this note, guys. Straight down to it. But I'm very sure you guys got the point. Yeah, you love his energy. I love his energy too. I love his passion. Okay, so last but not the least on the deck for today, of course, let's talk about the bootcamp event flow. All right. Of course, this is already made available via the link. The link to the bootcamp will be dropped on the chat room. I'm very sure everybody, everyone, must have visited that page. So that link will be dropped so that you can check it out. But of course, today is day one, and what we're doing currently, of course, is the opening event. All right, the opening event. So we have the welcome address. Dr. Bayo already, delivered that, and of course, the person we just listened to is the chairman of Data Science Nigeria. Then, of course, we will have a break between 11 and 12. Then we will reconvene by 12 o'clock. All right. So please, I'm very sure everybody must have registered for that session, but if you've not, just check your email. All right. The link to register for the 12 to 2 p.m. session have been sent to your email. So during that session, we'll be having 3 tracks running simultaneously. All right. So I will need to run through this so that we can observe the break. All right. So we're going to have the Microsoft Analytics. Dr. Nana is going to be joining. Then my very esteemed colleague, Ezekiel Adebayo Mundepo, is going to also facilitate a session on R programming. Guys, Ezekiel is one of the top voices in the R community in Africa today. And, I'm privileged to work with this smart guy at Data Science Nigeria. You want to listen to him. If you want to learn about R programming, I tell you, just plug into Ezekiel's class. You will love it. All right. Then, of course, our very own Fumini. I'm very sure you guys know Fumini. Fumini is going to be facilitating a session on Python programming end to end. Guys, you don't want to miss it. I mean, this guy is a power guy. This guy, understands machine learning A to Z. Not just that, he understands community management A to Z. So you want to listen to him. He's a guy to watch out for. All right. Between 3 and 4:30, of course, we'll have a business analytics track from Dr. Jania. Then, of course, we'll have during that session. So the gist here, guys, is for every session, you would observe that we have, 3 tracks, running simultaneously. All right. So between 3 and 4:30, we're going to have 3 tracks again. Dr. Lin is going to be plugging in at 3 o'clock. If you're interested in, I've seen a lot of questions around research and all that. Don't worry. During Dr. Li's session, you will learn more about those. So then also we have Chimoge Sotu, who is also a data scientist a lady data scientist, a female data scientist. Very interesting, man. I mean, she's amazing. You want to also plug into our class if you are interested in Power BI. And just for those who have not heard of Power BI before, Power BI is a business intelligence tool. So if you've been wondering about how do you do data visualization, all right, you want to join Chimoge's session. Then, of course, come 5 o'clock, we're going to have a session with Professor Kirk. I mean, Professor Kirk is ready for us. I mean, if you check his social media handle, he's already tweeting about us. He is ready for us. This is someone that, I mean, he's one of the top voices, you know, when it comes to artificial intelligence in the world, and he's ready for us. So let's learn about the future of AI with Professor Kirk. You know, he's ready for us. So guys, then of course tomorrow, so let me just run through this, you know, just very quickly. So of course, geospatial analysis, tomorrow we're going to have a session. The guys who are in the Digital Explorer track, get ready. The Digital Explorer track for qualified female data analysts, right, will run starting from tomorrow. Then of course, also tomorrow, we're going to have artificial intelligence for social good, geospatial analysis. Again, the second version of the academic research program, the continuation would also be tomorrow. Then mechanism design class is also tomorrow. And of course, at the end of the day, we're going to end it with a big picture session by Professor Kevin on AI research for socioeconomic development, social good, reinforcement learning, and game theory. So guys, the link has been dropped. Like I promised you, you're going to get all the details of all these sessions delivered to your mailbox. So watch out and look at your mailbox between now and 12 noon so that you can register for all of these sessions on day 2, day 3, day 4, and the final day. All right, of course, day 3, there's going to be a poster session. So those of you who have submitted your poster, we've sent a mail to you yesterday already. So please check your mail. There's an instruction there where you need to record a 5-minute lightning talk on your poster so you can be able to talk to people about your poster, all right? So that session will also be running on Friday, on the 3rd day, all right? So of course, the Data Explorer tracks will also be running at the same time. Then statistics for machine learning. So for those of us who are interested in statistics for machine learning, some of us have asked questions about mathematics. You might also want to plug into this class by Chris. Then of course, natural language processing will also be running simultaneously. So remember the rule, you can only be in one room per time. Even though we will not, you know, say you must, but for you to maximize, all right, you need to be in one room per time. Then of course, on the 3rd day again, we're going to have the open house discussion, ladies in AI, you know, being facilitated by my very esteemed colleague, Wuraola, who leads our research and innovation. Ladies in the house, you want to listen to Wura, I tell you, it's going to be awesome. We're going to have other ladies also join her during the panel discussion. I mean, it's going to be lovely. You want to listen to it. And of course, because it is open, guys are also invited. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay, guys. So yeah, so 3 to 4:30 Gaussian process. If you're interested, of course, Professor Neil is going to be plugged in. And of course, running simultaneously, we have the knowledge graph best practice by Mr. Emeka Okoye during that session also. Then there's going to be an open house session on the 3rd day where the general public can join. We are inviting everybody because we want to discuss 60 data points for for nation building, all right? 60 data points for nation building. So you can also join that session. Then of course, on the 4th day, we're going to run very quickly through, you know, the Digital Explorer program for female data analysts so that everyone can have an understanding of what the program is all about, all right? So we have, you know, our fantastic speakers who are going to be sharing with us about building career in data analytics. How can you get international opportunities, all right, to work, you know, remotely, all right? So you're going to have that information also. Then yes, Mr. and Mrs. Algorithm between 10:30 and 11. So this is an award that we use to celebrate, you know, community members, you know, both male and female, who have, you know, shown outstanding leadership, all right, in the communities, who have shown outstanding leadership in the communities. So what we'll do is that for this voting, we're going to call for nomination. We will send that link to you guys to nominate. Who are those guys that you want to nominate for this particular prestigious award? These are guys that have shown strong leadership, that have inspired you, somebody in your community that has touched your life, personally, you want to nominate that person for this prestigious award. Then, of course, Data Explorer session will still be running. And then we're going to have a session, a big ML, hand-to-end for industry users. We're going to have Professor Thomas, join that session with one of his colleagues, Vidal, also join the session. Then for those of you who are interested in Google TensorFlow, like I said, we are having one of the top voices in Google today. That is Google, the same Google that you can browse on, right? So we have one of them who is going to be joining this session. His name is Dr. Adrish. He's going to talk to us about how do we solve business and social problems, all right, with Google TensorFlow, all right. So then, of course, career development session, there's going to be a counseling session, a 1 hour, 30 minutes on day 4. So you want to look out for that session, guys, where we would have Mrs. Uzo, come on, discuss with ladies, even with guys. Professor Thomas is also going to be giving you mentorship, all right? So you want to join that session, all right? Then 5 to 6, we're going to have a session where Professor Thomas will talk to us about emerging trends in artificial intelligence. How do you build your career? How do you position yourself for success? Then watch out for this session, guys, 6 to 7 on the 4th day. That's on Friday. All right, we're going to have AI venture funding by Osai. So he's going to talk to us about emerging opportunities in venture funding for those of us who are interested in startups. By the way, I think everybody here is a problem solver anyways. And the moment you solve problems, you can begin to consider a startup, right? Because that's just the way it works. All right. Okay. Well, just before I move on, I have a thought I just want to share. Recently, I was listening to a very fantastic speaker who talked about business, all right, that most Africans make a common mistake, all right, of starting out in any venture with a business mind. He now said that the best way to start out is to start out with a value mind. That is, having a value mindedness, that you want to add value to people. All right. And that's why the knowledge of AI that you have, knowledge of Python, use it as an opportunity to add value to others, add value to systems. And I tell you, value will return back to you. And then people out there will call it business. So guys, that's just a TikTok for someone. Don't start with a business mind, start with a value addition mind. Then on the last day, guys, we're going to have a quiz time where for 2 solid hours, we are having quiz, all right, where we discuss, ask you questions from different sessions, and then you're going to be winning fantastic things. And let me mention also that for the quiz, for every session, right, for every session, you will, top guys in every breakout room will get 1,000 Naira recharge card, all right? And there's going to be a quiz. So that means that the host in your session is going to, at the end of the speaker session, all right, there will be questions for you guys to answer. And then 2 to 3 guys from those breakouts will win recharge card. So you want to pay attention to all the sessions in your breakout room. Now, of course, between 12 to 2 p.m., we'll be having a session, 2 sessions running simultaneously. We have the reinforcement learning with Dr. Remy, and then we have the deep learning masterclass, all right, with Dr. Steven. Okay. All right, guys. So then, of course, 3 to 4:30, we would have Quantum AI Computing Introduction by Dr. Wale. You want to join that. If you want to understand how do you scale computing capabilities to a quantum level, then, guys, you want to join this session. Then, of course, we'll have anomaly detection. This is also something that you want to look out for, anomaly detection. That class is going to be very, very awesome. Then, yes, we're going to have an award ceremony where we'll be awarding guys, guys who have won the Mr. and Mrs. Algorithm, and a couple of other awards will be delivered during the awards ceremony. So guys, I tell you, the quiz, yes, is about the fastest finger. So you want to make sure that you are glued into your device and you are set, all right, for a fantastic boot camp with Data Science Nigeria. Guys, we really love you. We celebrate you. We know that we are all destined for greatness, and this session together is going to be fantastic. So please, guys, so we have just 2 minutes to the end. So you just want to just, ease out, just relax. And then while we exit, I'm going to just play a video while we exit. And this session will be closed in the next 5 minutes. Okay, so I understand that some of you might have questions. Well, so let's just see if we can quickly take some questions, specific questions. Okay, so